In this video I'll show you Windows XP Aero Update 3. Now this Windows version is the custom Aero edition of Windows XP, even without the transparency effects. It only mimics the Windows XP Luna theme but with the Windows Vista similar Aero theme, both no transparency. With the updated sidebars, taskbar, etc., icons, everything like that that is in the operating system are updated with Windows XP based, but with major changes, like in the Windows Vista application integrated to the OS and the icon shell, everything else has been changed to mimic Windows Vista's. And ported Windows Vista has been introduced ported deployment, and that added into this OS by the core developer teams, like their ones, have ported the Windows Vista applications and icons, etc., onto this Windows version. Now we will start the virtual machine. And I'll click on OK. And then we'll check the Windows version which is available. Now first we'll talk about the user interface. Now this Windows version is fully revamped with all of the changes to the user interface, and is fully changed with all of the user interface has now been changed. Now why? Because this Windows version has seen major changes. I'm talking about this Windows version, not the previous Windows XP version, like the 2002 XP Pro. Not that. I'm talking about this. The computer documents for document have all changed their names, with the new sidebar integrated, and this also looks similar to Windows Vista. You can see here this is a lot more like Windows Vista. The experience is also Windows Vista, and everything else is Windows Vista. With Windows Media Player, Windows Journal, Calendar, Movie Maker, Transfer, etc. Graphic calculators also have been included. We also have a graph, and we have a history. We cannot type down the history, it automatically types down the history on its own automatically if we do other changes. You can see here that's how the window works. You can see here this is maximizable, minimizable, and no, restore for that, and close. The computer window also showcases the Windows XP operating system professional version 2002, and my computer name is the computer description. I'll type in a computer description. Aero-PC. I'll apply this, then OK. Then I'll check the sounds, how the sounds look in this Windows version. Now the control panel looks fully revamped with all of the changes. Now this control panel has Aero theme, and this also have an Aero theme. This background also looks visually appealing. The start button, the taskbar, all of them, gadget sidebar, the start menu, profile picture, name, shutdown and log off buttons with the color red and yellow, and as well as the icons, pretty much of them are changed. Aim of the interview is changed. We'll check these sounds. Yeah, even the back and forward are changed. search folders and Windows updates, helping support all of the other which are included in this OS are fundamentally changed. The control panel icons is changed, completely changed, to the Windows Vista icons, or the Windows 7 icons, compared to the old Windows XP icons. The cursor also have been changed. I didn't know why I cannot with my why I cannot do that. The cursor, look, the cursor is changed, and the now one major no one mistake they didn't do is to modify the security center. That's the no, that was not the mistake. The firewall, automatic updates, wireless protection, Windows firewall, Windows update, resources, question mark, all of them are changed, and even the shield symbol have changed. Because keeping the Windows XP layout like this, even if not changed, is a lot relevant if the operating system is based on Windows XP. And the Windows logo also is upgraded to Windows 7 logo, and I will be testing the sounds, how the sound looks like. Now the test button is replaced the old play or pause or stop buttons, but it retained the browse button except modifying the button for test. Integrating and combining all of the pause and stop buttons into the test is fully revamped, leading to the name test being on its own onto this section. And it does not need users to press buttons like they did on real Windows XP versions. Instead, they use the test worded button to test the specific sounds they want to hear. I'll go ahead and play the sounds, then I'll reach until I reach the microphone on. Test that. And the play Windows startup sound, the check mark they should have been added, is not available. The reason why, because Windows XP and Windows 2000, even that, does not have the play Windows startup sound. I'll show you what my host PC has, which this does not have. I'll go to control panel, then I'll go to hardware and sound, manage audio devices, there we go, play Windows startup sound. Now this option is not in its Windows XP version because this is only available to Windows Vista. That's why they kept on with, they stick with the Start Windows section instead of trying to add this feature onto this. Because if they did try to attempt and it fails, if again, but where, then it fails. Then their project will be not as good. That's why they should have remembered to not add play Windows Startup sound on this version of Windows, or otherwise it will corrupt and the project will be loose. That's why they stick to the old option for start Windows instead of checkmarking that and playing the sound every time you start a computer. That's not relevant to this Windows version. Only that is for Windows Vista and for Windows 7, not this Windows XP version, because that's for Windows Vista and Windows 7. And that is to play Windows Startup sound, which is not for Windows XP sounds, which has a checkmark, which in Windows Vista has. And we also have large icons. Now, large icons, I do not know why this is pale green, but I think that it should be removed. But don't worry about that. Image that is that, image that is that. No need to worry. Just ignore these incorrect color pattern frame. Then think about something else, like entering a computer window and doing that. You know, and doing all of you like and you love. The drag and drop, no, the panning feature with your mouse is not as blue or a bit opaque like my host PC does. Look. You can see here, oh, do this. You can see here, now this blue like panning is only available to Windows Vista and Windows 7, Windows 8.1 and Windows 10 and Windows 11, which are the dominant. But I use Windows Vista as my main operating system, in my personal opinion. But don't talk about that, because I'm talking about this. Now, this is not as opaque. This is very thin compared to this, which is opaque. No, which is transparent, I think, which is blue. And that is how the transparent does not, the opaque does not work in this Windows XP version, apart from Windows Vista. We have open command prompt, and this pops up the command prompt. Now this is much more identical. The 5.1 is kept, but the copyright extends is 2006, Microsoft Corporation, and the version of Windows, I'll type the version of Windows. What happens if I type it? It brings up the version of Windows. Now this is a new version of Windows. This is 2007. The Windows XP Professional Operating System, blah blurb, is also integrated into the Windows version, and this is also because this is all part of Windows Vista and even Windows 7 and even the Windows version. This is going to be kept. And what we have is the volume control. Now the volume control works fine. Look. Like that. We also have the time and the date. If you click on this, no time like a pop-up window will come up. Like my host PC does, look. Like this. This does not come up to this Windows version. You have to double click it manually and this window will pop up. And this is easier to use. This is much more familiar. But the problem is that this cannot penetrate the enough productivity, mathematics, etc. This does not have. Look, and that has fewer features compared to the one that I have on my host PC, like this. And the start button is no. The icons are the now the profile picture is changed, and the new Windows Vista icons has been added to this version of Windows. These are from Windows Vista and Windows 7, and even the Windows 7 icons also have been added to this version of Windows. The desktop background, I'll check a click. Your properties, and this also comes up because this is imported from Windows Vista, and the window color appearance, desktop background and icons, etc. like this. Layout has been graded. Now you click on theme, like here within Windows Vista. Now listen to this process. I'll right click on each screen, or right click properties, and then right click properties as well. This is a lot more similar to how this has. And you can see here this option is available in this control panel, while this control panel have this integrated into my customer desktop with this added. And if you want to select a theme, I'll click on theme, then check whichever theme you like to select. And I'll select the theme, and that's how you do it. Now this Windows version has this similar option. Now this is not maximizable because this is like Windows XP's, Windows Vista's, but they made it non-maximizable because they wanted to keep it as a single window with non-maximize or minimize, only this normal bit. The theme. Now the theme has all of the available themes. Now this is Windows XP. This has changed, and window desktop and background. We have Bliss. This is Windows XP Aero version of Bliss. Blossom, Clouds, Butterfly, Cottage. Oh, try this. How does this work? This cottage is pre-included in this Windows version. I do not know why. The sky are much more non-appealing, except for this leaves, cottage, etc. blah blah. But that's okay if this wallpaper makes you happy, but this cloudy skies makes you devastated, I think, because the reason why but I don't get to that emotion. I like this wallpaper, but I also don't like the cloudy skies because I think that I like blue skies the most, but that's in my personal opinion. I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm going to talk about this. I'm changing just the background in this chapter. We have fan. This is a fan wallpaper, a wallpaper for a fan. You can see here, this is the yellow, green, blah 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 blah, and we have flight. You can see that this looks very visually appealing to this mechanism. If I stretch grass, it picture of a grass, highway, blah blah blah, this, etc. This as well, and this Windows version has more desktop backgrounds to choose. This one is a Windows XP. This is a new version of Windows XP. This one. And Winter Road. This one as well. This is the new version of Windows which can expect try and use. Now this is a roller coaster, like life's ups and downs. That's part of our lives, but don't focus on that, we have to focus on this. Also landscape. And this, the sky is a bit more light, welcoming, but the problem still relies on. The problem is that the sky is still cloudy. I do not know why. This is not light blue. I don't like sky. I don't like cloudy skies at all. I only like blue skies. But that's in my personal opinion. You people like this type of sky. I like the blue sky. All of that matters in our opinion are ours and yours. In your private opinion, and even in my private. I like blue skies, and you guys like this type of sky, but like this inside the wallpapers, etc. And butterfly. This is extremely excellent for you. Clouds. I do not know why this is. I do not know why this is still pink color, and they are still. No, they should not be changed. I think that they should be leaving the theme as this. All this has also been rebranded to Windows Vista theme. All of the themes, including the desktop backgrounds, all of them are in my personal opinion. Now keep that in mind and consider your own personal opinions by commenting in this video which I'm making right now. And that's Windows XP Aero Update 3. And that's all. The login screen have been rebranded, and that is how Windows Windows Aero Update 3 functions. Now the time and the date have also been added, and when I log it back in, Windows Calendar has also been added to this Windows version. And that is pretty much all of it. And the Windows logo has also been incorporated to this version of Windows. And I'll pause this a bit. No. Yes, and the power and the options, this has also have been changed to the Windows Vista style. And you can see this user interface looks much more appealing to the Windows Vista like theme. Now the desktop background, now they imported the Windows XP Aurora, Windows Vista theme from Vista theme, like the desktop background from their Windows Vista machine, edited it with more and more thumbnails, and they have been added to this login screen. Now Windows Vista was a major departure from the Windows XP based operating system. Now Windows XP has also been changed its branding, text, logo, profile picture. You can see here, if you click on this, it automatically grows instead of it glows instead of just clicking it, hovering it, and it fades out like it did in mainstream Windows XP editions. The power button has also have been changed, but this going to black and white has not been changed. Now the restart, turn off, standby, all have been changed. Now, and this Windows logo is also have been changed to the new Windows Aero theme. Even if it's basic, it is still Aero. Now when the logo back in, it automatically displays the Windows XP sidebar, Windows Vista sidebar, and it functions very well. Windows Media Player, I will test that. Explore the settings, recommended finish. Windows Media Player 11 has also been integrated to this Windows version. And this is functioning very well. When I go to help about Windows Media Player, and this is the current application product ID version, copyright Microsoft Corporation, all of them have been changed. Now the glowing, minimize, maximize, close buttons are glowing, and the Windows sidebar is also functioning very well. When I add more gadgets, you can see here this has imported to the Windows operating system. Now when I add more gadgets with the CPU meter, it has more, and that's all of it.